Here we go again, another property type that has broken a record and is now the most expensive it's ever been again. Let's go check it out. Hi, my name's Adam Fyfe, your Calgary Realtor. If you're looking at making a move in Calgary, you need to set up a plan, you need to have a consultation, you should talk to someone. If it's not me, it's somebody else. If you want to know more information, click the link in the description and let's book a Zoom call. Let's get into it. So let's start this off with a quick description from the Calgary Real Estate Board. And there's a couple things I want to highlight. First, the inventory levels for semi-detached homes are the tightest that they have been since April 2007, which is crazy to say. That means that there are very few homes on the market to choose from if you're in this market. Because of that, April reached a new record high of $593,000 for the benchmark price for semi-detached in all of Calgary. But I get asked, what is the benchmark price? What is the attributes? When you see benchmark price for semi-detached homes, it is a 4-bedroom total house, 3 bedrooms above grade, 1 bedroom below grade. You can see that there are 2 full bathrooms. It is a double attached garage, 1,200 square foot. It is a natural gas heater. It is a lot size of 3,000 square foot and built in 2005. So when you see benchmark price for semi-detached homes, these are the exact attributes that I like to use. I hate averages because the average price fluctuates a lot. I really like benchmark because it has exact attributes for that home. So when we actually look at this graph here again, you can see that the red bar is price, the blue bar is inventory, and the green bar is sales. You can see that last year the red bar actually fell quite a bit with the sales and inventory slightly falling and then somewhat tapering off. From October to February, prices stayed fairly level. They had a little bit of a bounce correction, and then in March, April of this year, you can see that they've actually flown up in the direction. When you look at the sales and the inventory from February and March, you can see how tight it's getting. The inventory and sales are becoming tighter and tighter. Townhouses actually had sales outweigh inventory, where I feel like semis could get in that direction. If that happens, pricing is going to continue to rise in Calgary. I do not foresee pricing slowing down anytime soon. So yes, we're the most expensive we've ever been. And yes, I'm pretty sure it's going to continue to climb. So let's dive into it. So this here is the year-to-date stats package for semi-detached homes in all of Calgary. Now this isn't really good for your personal situation, but it's really good to see the city as a whole. So if you want to dive into your personal situation, watch till the end. So the sales for April have gone up from last month. The new listings actually went down by about 16. The inventory has actually gone down as well. So that little segment right there, those first 3 numbers really do showcase to me that pricing is probably not slowing down anytime soon. So when you look at the days on market, it did drop from 29 to 25, not quite as low as it was in March of last year. But when you compare price points from last year in March, 572, we are now looking at 593. So these numbers are not really in favor for buyers, but if you're a seller thinking about selling your your semi-detached home, now is probably not a bad idea to consider that type of move. So let's continue on. So the first step into breaking this down for your personal situation is looking at the sales by price point. This is again citywide. So you can see that the yellow bar is last year and the red bar is this year. Last year's sales in every segment actually outpaced sales from this year. That, I would argue, is because of the lack of supply that's in the market. So if we look at the $300,000 to $400,000 price point, you can see that the green outweighed every single price point in 2021. They had a little bit of a dip. And then this year you can see in the red for the $300,000 to $400,000 price point, it is greatly and drastically decreased. You can see that the $700,000 to $1 million price point, last year they had a really good amount of sales. This year they've decreased quite a bit. So depending on which price point you're trying to stay within, this information could be useful depending on how kind of uneasy you are getting into the market. So let's continue this on. Now, this is the quarterly breakdown for semi-detached homes. So it has every single quadrant, not quarterly, quadrant of Calgary. So the first bar here is sales, the second is new listings, and the third is the sales to new listing ratio. You can see that Calgary North and Calgary West actually had over 100% sales to new listing ratio. When you look at the numbers of Calgary West, you can see that there's only 17 sales and 16 new listings. These numbers for the semi-detached sector are quite small. So the percentages change drastically. 1 or 2 sales really does tick up or down that percentage. So it is important to put that into perspective. Like if you look at the inventory here, there's only 9 semi-detached homes available in Calgary East at the end of last month, about 9-10 days ago. The months of supply is quite important. You can see that there's a bunch of quadrants that are under 1 month of supply. Calgary North at 1.58, about half a month. If no new listings, if no new listings and no new buyers came on the market, the amount of activity would clean out everything in about 15 days, which is pretty wild. This is the price point for every single quadrant. This is the year-over-year percentage increase and the month-over-month percentage increase. Now, chart here showcases the benchmark price in April for each individual quadrant and each individual property type. You can see that the semi-detached homes, the most expensive is in City Center, followed closely by Calgary West. You can see that the most affordable semi-detached homes are in Calgary Northeast and East. So depending on what is important to you, if price is more important, your lifestyle is more important, looking at something like this, you can really start to gain an understanding of how expensive things are. Really, when you look at semi-detached and townhouses, you can see that they're quite close. The apartments are starting to inch up in price, again, kind of getting closer to the townhouses, which is getting closer to the semi-detached homes. So whatever is the most important to you, really can utilize this graph to your advantage. If lifestyle is more important to you, less house, or if more house is more important to you, whatever. Utilize this to figure out what areas would be in your budget and what you can get from that. Now, this last graph here is the year-over-year price chart comparison. Now, you can see that semi-detached homes and detached have only really seen a 2 to 4% increase year over year, which is nice to see, but at the end of the day, they're still quite expensive. The apartments have seen a massive increase and the townhouses have seen a massive increase. So, if you are looking to get into the market, buyer or seller, very important to dive into these numbers, figure out how they're going to reflect you. We're only talking about quadrants right now. Diving into your community is going to be your next step, getting a CMA that's on a personal level for your product type and your price point. If you have any questions at all, do not hesitate to reach out to me. My Zoom link is below. If you have any questions at all, you can always email me. Thank you very much for watching the video. I really appreciate it. I've had a lot of good support from this. Please make sure to comment below. Let me know what you're thinking. If you want me to change anything, I'm all ears. So we'll see you on the next one. Peace.